I guess everyone's wondering, what's the timetable, what's the news, what you heard from your second opinion?
The second opinion, we did some nerve conduction tests and found there was a block in my elbow region. So what they did surgically was they moved the ulnar nerve above, getting the bone right there. So that frees it up, and that's kind of what's been causing the problem.
When did you first notice this problem?
Well, actually in training camp is when I first kind of noticed it. Every time I would go up to shoot, my hand, I would do it with my left, would kind of clench like this on the left side. And at first, I always distinguished something wrong with pain. And there's no pain, it just happened to like involuntarily do that. And so that's when I first noticed it. And so from that time to like a week ago, I've just been trying to play through it, just trying to like work around it. But I'm realizing, when we get the game situations practice, I don't have time to really focus on it. It just kind of does it on its own. So finally, after the Dallas game, I went to the trainers and said, "Hey, something's really wrong. With my hand, we got to get it figured out or something like that." So, they did some tests on their own and distinguished that there's some weakness there. After that, we went to the doctor, then went to this New York doctor, and then got a second opinion with it all.
Did any of the doctors explain how this could have happened at that time? Like, is it from repetition, or?
To be honest, I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is it's been weakening the muscle, and it could have been going on before it started doing that, but I have no idea. It could just be falling, getting hit, repetition. I don't think we'll ever really know the exact source.
You haven't had any elbow issues in New York or in college or anything like that?
Nothing. So.
Was there ever any pain, or was it just something that was like affecting your game? So
it was just affecting. There's no pain. That's why it wasn't really an issue to me. I figured, I'm gonna work around this. I'll get extra shots up. And then when that wasn't working, it starts. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, something's wrong here. I'm not that bad right now. So then you start internalizing it. It starts to affect your mental game. And so finally, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta get some help with this.
When did you start noticing the twitch?
Twitch?
Yeah, you said
right in training camp. I was shooting with Coach Hughes one day, and when I went up, my hand just did this, and I shot it, and I'm like, what the? For lack of some better words, but he was like, what was that? I'm like, I don't know. And I remember since then, it's kind of like my hand would want to squeeze the ball real tight every time I shot it.
It looked like there was a claw.
And people were coming up like, what's going on with your shot? I'm like, I have no idea. I'm trying to work through it and keep my hand steady on the ball, but my hand just wants to clench every time I raise up like that. So.
Was it scary, not knowing what was making that happen?
Yes, because like I said earlier, when something's wrong, I figure there's pain involved. So that's why the whole time I'm thinking, is this something mental? I'm fortunate and glad that there was a problem, because if this had continued to go and nobody could explain it, that would really mess me up mentally. I'm already a mental guy myself, so I would have been on some kind of watch.
Now, timeline-wise, is there anything you're expecting over the next little bit? When do you expect to see basketball activity again?
I got to go back to the doctor, just kind of get looked at, get the stitches out, and then from there it's probably. I don't really want to put a set of timetable on it, because not even the coaching staff or trainers have told me. So we'll just take it from there once I see the doctor. And that'll be in about a couple weeks.
No belt on the bench, no kind of watch?
No, I'll be all right. Life alert.